So we are here today to update people about the Planner Project, how we're referring to it right now. And this is our collaboration, our dream to put together an analog planner that will help facilitate work-life balance and increased mindfulness for entrepreneurs, artists, busy people everywhere, right? So we started discussing this idea after West Slope Startup Week this past year and had the opportunity to take it to the Yampa Valley Business Plan competition this past fall. So we are sharing updates after winning first place in the Yampa Valley Business Plan competition. Woo, go team. So that was a super exciting start for us, and I think really proved that this is going to be a concept that is going to gain traction.
Absolutely.
Right. So before we tell people more about the planner itself, why don't we tell people a couple things about ourselves? So why don't you go first, TJ, and talk about kind of your background, what led you to being inspired and motivated to be involved in this project?
Absolutely. So it's TJ Smith. So my background is in graphic design and artwork. And very analog means I had a flip phone probably up until the 2010, 12 range.
I love that.
And, always had a sketchbook with me, tons of sketchbooks from when I was a kid into my adult and career life where I'm constantly taking notes, constantly sketching out ideas. And it's been really helpful to have that physical notebook to be able to just compile all of my ideas and chicken scratch into a place that I can refer back to. And for me, I had always developed some icons that helped me kind of organize all of that, and had always had this dream of kind of creating a notebook that could kind of guide people in their daily, note-taking or sketching or anything that involves this act of writing, kind of give them this tool that, enabled them to organize their thoughts in a better way. So yeah, it's coming to fruition right now.
Awesome. My one follow-up question is, what is your favorite type of pen?
I'm a pencil guy.
Oh my gosh,
So,
curveball.
yeah, I am a horrible handwriter. Yeah, I'm terrible at spelling and terrible with my notes. So pens typically get pretty messy for me, and I always make mistakes in terms of spelling or such things. So I like a pencil.
Mechanical pencil or sharpened pencil?
Sharpen number 2, or
Wow.
draft pencil, like a carpenter pencil kind of thing.
You
Pretty
really are so
standard that way.
classic. Oh, I love it. Okay, so similarly, I've always been a write it down person also, although I do use pens, I will say, at this given stage. So my journey for me started when I was like 7 years old. I got my first diary, and I'll never forget, it had this like amazing glitter cover. Like, I would just continue to use glitter diaries forever if that was the only option available to me. And that's when I started daily journaling, and I loved planners in school when they started giving you like the pre-printed planner for your school in elementary school, and it had like your school mascot on the front and the your school holidays and whatnot. Like, I loved those and got super into gel pens in the 90s. Like, gel pens were worth liquid gold to me, and Lisa Frank stickers. So Lisa Frank stickers, gel pens, agenda books, every kind of journal, glitter covers. I was here for it and loved all that stuff growing up. And in college, I actually started to make my own journals. So I took printmaking and bookbinding classes as a part of my art minor. I don't know if you knew that, actually. And started hand binding and making my own journals. So that's where it all really began in the most like physical sense for me. And after that, I think everybody kind of knows it's my thing. And so I'm often gifted like niche planners and niche journals, and or I buy them for myself because I can't resist. So I've had the opportunity to test all kinds of specialty planners, whether they are dated planners, goal-driven planners, or even astrology-based planners that have been like really cool and informative for me. But nothing has it all. And so as you know, my dream really started to become manifest in 2020 when I put together the Happy, Healthy, Productive Planner, which is a prototype of like where we are going to start and be going with this concept. So that is kind of how this whole thing has been like snowballing what seems like my entire life for me, really.
Heck yeah.
So here we are. We're two people who like writing things down. We like art. We like pencils and pens. We like paper. So we decided, yes, this is going to be an analog product. And we took it to the business plan competition with that name, Analogs. And so for the time being, it was a good placeholder for us. I think it did convey, okay, this is a series of analog products. However, it really doesn't capture the why. And you and I both work with a lot of small businesses and startups and know that it's so important to have that why corely ingrained in your messaging. So that is what leads us to the conversations that we're still having today about the names that we want to move forward with for this product. And so I would love to spend a few minutes discussing the names that we've come up with so far. And then anybody that watches this video, this will be your opportunity to hear kind of what is the thought process just a little bit behind each of these names. We'll give them each like a 30-second pitch or whatever. And then people can click the survey link to share their own feedback about which name resonates the most with them for the planner project. So why don't you go first, because you've got some really fun, creative names. Walk us through those couple ideas and just like a quick pitch on what that concept, kind of where that was born from.
Yeah, so the first one for me that I think I like the most is Character Grove. And the idea is that, so it's a character being two different things. One, a character like a letter, an A, B, C, D kind of thing, characters, you're writing things down. And then also the actual character, a person or an animated guide. And the reason I, kind of liked that first word in the double meaning is this planner to me, doubles as an actual planner, but then also a guide too for this work-life balance, this ability to open it up and to have these little prompts, these intentions, these habit tracking, these, water consumption, food, all that kind of stuff that's really giving the person the interaction of bettering their work-life balance, bettering their lives. And so kind of attaching this little guide to them as a character could be a fun way to have more interaction. And then the second part of it being Grove relates back to, for one, our original thought of logs or analogs, a grove being a cluster of trees or logs. And then also just, this growth mentality, this garden effect of it all. So Character Grove. Number one for me.
All right, let's see it. Click your votes now for Character Grove. We're going to be rating them 1 through 5 on the survey link. Ooh, yep. I do love the double meaning of character in that one. That is what really resonates with me. And I love that Grove also sounds like growth. And it's like, it has really good energy to me. All right, what's up next, TJ?
Next one, kind of a different feeling, a little more playful, but Scribe and Scribble. So again, the act of writing and or drawing or just kind of taking notes in a fast way. Definitely more playful. You have the S and S, so kind of playing on that component of things. And that one could still have some of the deep-rooted meanings of this character or this guide kind of thing, but it's a completely different name.
Yeah. And I like Scribe. It does have a very wise energy to it, to me. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Very true.
And thirdly
was Word Garden. So again, playing on the two different words as being one word, your act of writing words down, garden, growth, cluster of words kind of thing. Gardens being this, a peaceful place. We have this idea of this planner as also being a very peaceful tool for people, an ability to open it up and have a calming interaction with it overall.
Yeah, yeah. And I love the word garden, kind of the connotation of we're using this tool to be cultivating mindfulness. And so
Mhm.
I love that. And I picture it in like a plant-based font.
Right.
Okay, awesome. So I love all of those ideas. Character Grove. Is it scribe and scribble or scribble and scribe?
Probably
Remind
Scribe and Scribble.
scribe and scribble. Okay.
Mhm.
And word garden. Okay. Really
All right,
excited to
what's
see
yours?
what people think of these ideas. Okay, and so I'll start with my earth one, which is groundwork. So I was combing through my thesaurus trying to come up with ideas, and the word groundwork really popped out to me for a few reasons. That calming earth energy, it's going to be a really grounding resource for people, but it is a like work product. It is for helping to organize your work-life balance. And so I do picture that our target audience will be primarily organizing their professional to-dos in this product. So groundwork, go cast your vote for groundwork. And then lastly, remindful. And I gotta admit, I'm still like a little stuck on remindful. Maybe it's just stuck in my head, but I do think it kind of captures the what and the why in that it is a like task management, list management product and a mindfulness thing. So it's like a reminder, but mindful. And I can't even honestly take the creative credit for that. I have to give a quick shout out to my mom. I had come up with remind and just was kind of stuck on remind. And maybe thinking we could do something graphically cool that was like remind, like your mind, redo your mind. And
Mhm.
my mom was like, remindful, duh. And I was like, oh, that's a pretty good one, mom. So
Moms.
go cast your vote for Remindful. She is a professional artist as well, so a pretty creative human there, giving us that feedback. So I will be excited to see, and if anybody, I did put a blank line on that survey also, so if you have an idea, maybe it's a combination, maybe it's going to be character garden or regroveful or something. So if you have a fresh idea and you want to toss that into our survey, if we choose your idea, you will absolutely be getting a free planner. So please include your ideas in that survey and we'll make sure that the links are obvious to that. Okay. For those of you that have made it this far, congratulations on your remarkable attention span. And I think we'd just like to call out a few key elements of the planner to help you get excited. One thing that I want to talk about is wire O binding. Why or oh, am I so excited about wire O binding? It's one of the things that we're going to be able to do with the capital we received from the Yampa Valley Business Plan competition. So I have some examples here. A spiral bounding. So here's our old friend, the Happy, Healthy, Productive Planner. Obviously, naming is not my strong suit. And this little buddy was spiral bound here. And so we can see the spirals are on this diagonal kind of axis here. And it does lay flat, but it lays slightly askew from each other, the facing pages. So that has always bothered me a little bit. And ooh, this is a wire O binding. So you can see that they're just perfectly vertical, not diagonal. And this way, when we open the planner and use it, it is a complete lay flat binding and the lines on our pages are lining up. So that is why I was so excited about wire O binding. What is one of the components of the planner that you're excited about, TJ?
Well, I would say based off of an old project too, the habit tracker component. So I'm sure everyone can agree that building habits or breaking habits is a challenging task. I, for one, have found the challenge within it. And as a designer, I wanted to figure out a way to create a visual tool that might help me form a habit. And it was actually years back, and I wanted to start meditating. And so I said, all right, 66 days in a row, I'm going to try to meditate. And I'm going to track it during that process. And so I created this little habit tracker, which was basically this way of, putting something up on the wall that I can interact with every day. And every, couple weeks or every so many different milestones, there might be some words of encouragement that helped you keep going. And the purpose of it was to fill in every day, maybe a smiley face, or maybe sun, or maybe, it's the third weekend and you're having trouble and it's like a little bit of a grimace face or something like that. But basically ways of tracking it, and also ways of, seeing at the end how amazing you can, achievement you can have whenever you see day by day that you're actually doing something. And treating yourself during this process, and just having that reminder too that this is going to be a challenge, but it's going to be worth it in the end. So that to me is something that could be really beneficial to people, I think.
I love that. And I'm so excited to have that included in the planner. I should bust it out because I need to do 66 days of squats before this hut trip, or I'm going to get annihilated. So
There you go.
yeah, it is time for me to get on the habit tracker. Awesome. Well, I feel like we have probably consumed a pretty generous amount of people's time here today. So what other last minute plugs do we want to put in here? Top of mind for you, I guess I will say we are obviously still iterating through this, and we really want our friends and fans to follow along. And so we are going to have, we have a link to sign up for our email newsletter list. And if you haven't already, that's going to be a really great way to stay in the know about the planner project as it moves along.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely want to echo that. I mean, it's a community built project, and it takes all of us using it to tweak it and keep it going. So I want to hear from people and people to follow along as much as they can.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I think we'll bid adieu to our guests then.
See ya.
Adieu.